This episode of 5 Acre Tech was recorded on August 18th, 2023. I'm Adam Mogan.
And I'm Ronnie Tofty.
And this is 5 Acre Tech. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple different things. The tech of barbecue.
There's tech in barbecue?
There is tech in barbecue. And second, we're going to be talking about being scammed, but not over the internet. How does that happen? So we're going to dive into those pretty deep today. We'll see where we get with those. But first, I want to talk about one more thing. The technology of heat. Where I'm at in mid-Texas, it's 101 degrees.
I was going to ask you where are you? Because you're in a different room than me.
Yeah, today we're recording remotely because I'm in Round Rock, Texas, and it is 101, and it is not good. So we're gonna end that topic right here. That topic is over with.
Do you have a pool at least?
There's a blow-up pool back there.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Can you get wet?
Yeah, I think we may actually, if it gets desperate, we may have to use that. But the tech of barbecue. Let's talk about that topic.
You always want to skip my factoid. You just won't give me any respect.
And the factoids with Ronnie Tofty.
So I kind of have an interesting fact today.
All right.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it's funny and interesting. Is the first CD?
The first CD.
Music CD.
Okay.
When do you think it was?
I'm going to say 82.
Really?
Yep. I'm going to say 82 only because that is kind of the progression from the time that I got my first CD player to the first time we saw CDs come out.
You nailed it, man.
Wow. Awesome.
August of 82.
Awesome. That's I have no clue.
Now, if you get this, I'll be even more impressed. What band was the first CD pressed on?
I have no clue.
Lasered.
I have no clue.
ABBA.
I'm not surprised.
Really? 82 ABBA? I thought they were more 70s band.
They had to pick somebody, and they're probably popular, or they thought, hey, okay, this is it started with an A, you know.
There you go. AB. Oh, nice. Nice finger hand.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
All right.
Anyways.
Back to the fire technology.
Back to barbecue. I mean, barbecue, we've all eaten barbecue. Barbecue is different all over the place, all over the world. Everybody's got their version of it.
Well, hey, I got before you get to the tech side of it, just because people from around the country don't realize this, what you just said. And I had heard this, but I didn't even understand clearly until I got down to Texas. What's unique about, or maybe, hopefully you know, what's unique about barbecue in Texas versus some other places?
Well, a lot of the other places use lots of sauce, and barbecue sauce is part of Texas too. And a lot of them didn't serve barbecue sauce until recent times. There's one in Lockhart, Texas called Smitty's, and I think they didn't have barbecue sauce for a long time, and they finally got it. But not a lot of people use barbecue sauce in Texas. They don't smother it with barbecue sauce. Some of the places do.
I'm from the Northwest, and that's when I'm like, where's my sauce? What's going on? I got barbecue. I got the sauce. No sauce. The other thing is not. So what kind of meat do we use down here in Texas?
It's brisket. Brisket is the basic barbecue when it comes to beef. Some people use shoulder roast. I've done both myself. It is both good, but the trick is with these barbecue places is they smoke this stuff for hours, up to 17 hours, 2 or 3 hours each direction, depending on the size of the piece of meat. It's basically the way it's done here. And so by putting all the dry rub on it and everything, it makes it taste really good. So you don't even need to have any kind of sauce with it. But dabbing a little sauce on it makes it really good. I mean,
Yeah,
it really does.
I agree. You know what else is you just said brisket, but literally back home when you said barbecue, it was almost always pork, and down here it's almost always beef.
Yeah, that
And
is
that
very
was new to
true.
me.
It
That's
is
very
very
new.
true.
Yeah.
In different places, it's sausage, and a lot of the places like to have Texas barbecue in their state. So, as a matter of fact, I was in Paso Robles, California, and we were going to different wineries. And one of the places that's here where I'm at right now is called the Salt Lick. And the Salt Lick, there was a sign there, come next week, and we're hosting the Salt Lick restaurant. They're bringing a barbecue pit and everything up there to California so they can serve it to their guests and the regulars that come there, the people that have subscriptions with them. So they were going to get Salt Lick brisket, and I was like, just what I wanted. But there are a lot of good barbecue places in Lockhart. We've got Black's, Kreider's, Smitty's, Luling. You have the City Market. That's kind of like the hub of barbecue, and that's just basically to the east of San Antonio, below Austin. Those locations. Then in Austin, you got Salt Lick, Rudy's, which is now a chain. And to top it off, and I haven't had it yet, but we're going to find out, and I'm going to let you know what I think next week. HEB, which is the local grocery store, has now a barbecue house inside their grocery stores.
Wow.
So all their brand new stores, they're putting in barbecue places. I don't know if it's a barbecue house. I don't know what it is. All my friends say we have to go to HEB to get barbecue before we leave here. So that is the one thing I'm going to try. So, but you can't get good barbecue all the time. And there's a lot of places that are just not that great. So the technology of barbecue is, how can you do it yourself? You have any idea, Ronnie?
I'm not. My wife makes fun of me all the time because I don't barbecue. I'm not a real man.
When it comes to brisket, because it takes so long, there's a certain temperature you have to get to. To be honest with you, I don't even have the answer to that right now. I know it's like 220, maybe less than that. So what people have built and what I have done with one of my brother-in-laws over the years is try to build a smoker so we can get that magic number, for the lack of better words, to be able to get the right amount of heat for the right amount of time. And then you take it off at that point so you don't overdo it. And then wrap it up in foil, a towel, and stick it in a ice chest and let it cook the rest of the way. It'll stay hot in there for, 8 more hours.
Without the ice, though.
Well, of course, without the ice. Definitely don't want to put ice in the ice chest with that. But you can't really do that all the time. You have to maintain the fire. So they came up with pellet smokers. So they're computerized pellet smokers that will work with Wi-Fi. And one of the ones that I use, and it's solely the one I use because I like it that much, is called Racktech. And it is absolutely a wonderful grill. Now that you can't get it anywhere local, or pellet smoker, I should say. You can't get it anywhere local, so you have to go to their website, and I'll put it down on the notes in the podcast and on YouTube where to go to get one of these. Their support is great. The product is great. It's at racktech.com, RECTEQ.com.
So
Now, I think you're in Georgia, of all places. They have an app that goes on your phone. They have tons of recipes, and the one you want to make to do what we're talking about is the Texas brisket or Texas barbecue brisket, and that's the one you want to do. Now, I don't particularly use their recipe. I use my own, and most of the friends of mine who bought them before me use their own. So we literally just make our own rub, and I'll put, let's say, oh, this is how I do mine. It's a mixture of multiple spices. I'll actually put a prime rib spice in there also, just to top it off with some more flavor. But I first rub it down with Dijon mustard, and then I heavily coat the spices on it, so you get a nice black bark. It sticks with it, and then quite a bit of salt, and that salt and all that flavor literally go right into the middle of the barbecue when you do it that long. So the technology behind it, it keeps it at that temperature the whole way through. And the probes tell you, hey, it reached this temperature now, so it's time to take it off the grill. At that point, you can take it off or lower it down and get more of a smoky flavor with it. And, you can check it. It's going to be something you're going to have to try, over and over again with each one. And it's going to be absolutely great. I mean, you're just not going to believe the flavor. The people I'm staying with right now, the friends of mine, when she took one bite of the brisket, she's definitely a foodie like I am. She said, how can we open a restaurant and make money off this brisket? But I didn't do anything. I literally just put it on there. I walked away, managed it on my phone, took it back out. We cut the brisket. It was great. It was better than some of the places I go eat.
So when you, with that barbecue or that smoker, that pellet smoker, I think I know the answer to this, but I just want to be clear is there's not, you don't have to buy special pellets. It's just, you can buy the pellets anywhere, right?
You don't have to buy their pellets.
Right.
They obviously are going to want to sell you the pellets. You're going to have to get them shipped. I particularly use the one I particularly use is from Walmart, of all places, and it's the competition blend that they have. I try to find the competition blend because it's just a mixture of multiple types of woods, and it tastes great. I mean, it gives it a great smoky flavor. You just wouldn't believe it. My mouth is watering. Yeah, very good. One day we're going to have to take the barbecue tour.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Make a great podcast.
There you go.
Tech of barbecue. Some of these places could even be 100 years old. I know they're very old. Some of these locations I've gone into. Literally fire pits on the floor where you're walking by the fire pit, just right on the concrete. So it's really neat.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you're interested in something like that and making great food, go check out their website, racktech.com. And not a sponsor of them. It's just what I use. And the other one is I can't remember the name of the other smoker, Traeger. Yeah, so that's another one you could buy at the local hardware stores, even Walmart. So they sell that brand, and it does similar to the same thing. You can put it, you can set it. I think they have a Wi-Fi version. I'm not sure, but you want something that can maintain that heat for that amount of time, and a probe that can tell you when it's done. So
cool.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. So, in order to keep your money to be able to buy one of these great pellet smokers, it goes to our next topic, and it is how not to be scammed. But this is not being scammed over the internet. This is a self-inflicted wound that you're gonna, or self-inflicted virus, I call it, that you're gonna do because you get a phone call. All of a sudden, you get this number, you call up. Happens to a lot of older people. It's very sad. I spend a lot of time. They pick up the phone, say hello, and all of a sudden, somebody says, "Hi, I need to. I'm with so and so, and I need to check your bank account. Looks like there's some suspicious activity." And by the end of the whole ordeal, they're either on your computer because they said we need to get on your computer to remove this, or they're getting your social security number from you. They're getting a credit card number from you. So you don't want to do that. I mean, it's really awful. A friend of mine just had this happen recently, and they got his social security number, and he called me this week, and they were able to get his money out of his social security account directly to him. So he lost that amount. I think the Social Security Department is rectifying that. You can call them. You can be removed where nobody can get to your number or do anything without your permission first. So why they don't do it in to that for everybody, kind of lock it down, I'm not sure. But if you're ever to the point you're like, I really want to be more safe, this is what you need to do, because you don't want to do this over the phone. You want to get the information, talk to friends of yours, talk to other people, look this up on YouTube, and find out, how to protect yourself against these scams. And it's all these scam phone calls that we get, constant phone calls. Yeah. There's either nobody there, or they're trying to talk you into something, or they're,
So those phone calls when no one's there.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? Why do they call and not answer?
I think what they're trying to do is get a sound coming from the phone, even if you didn't say anything, that they can go, okay, this is a person, we're going to sell that, or we're going to use it and call back and try to trick that person. This also happens with email. You'll get an email, same scenario. You'll get an email from a friend, but if you don't go up there to the very top of the email and click on their email address and make sure their name corresponds with the actual email address, I
have to a couple of friends where they got an email from one of their colleagues asking for them to make a payment to a vendor, and it was all they said all the right things, they did all the right stuff, but it was what you just said, is they didn't verify.
Yep.
And so I know one of them went a little too far with it. Another one recognized it as being suspicious, so he called his colleague directly, did you just send me an email? And they're like, no. And it's that these scam artists are that good, where they actually infiltrated companies, and mimicked emails.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It's really I started looking into this a lot more because I help my clients all the time with all sorts of problems. And this has been a big one for many years now. I can give you story after story, but you can also look this up on YouTube. And there are several people out there that have YouTube channels that are hacking those hackers.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And it is absolutely fun to watch. And a lot of times they can help people out. They'll find out who got hacked, and they'll get their money back and give the money back to the people that got hacked. So it's surprising. Usually it's all overseas. They hack their computer, they hack their cameras, they see everything that's going on. They've already got the information, and in most cases they've already got their money back. So it's amazing what they're doing. They're just hacking right back to the hackers. So it's kind of like a Robin Hood theory,
right?
Yeah, it's actually really cool. It's getting these people back, because it's awful. I mean, it is absolutely awful.
Is there something that people should look for when they get those phone calls that cues them up, other than obviously no one answering? That's an easy one. But what else? What are some things, if you know of, that they're, what I mean, some cue words?
Here's some good cues. We need to get on your computer. So they're going to have you go to their computer. They're going to say, okay, we need to move some money, around. I need you to click here and click there. I can't do it. You have to. And then all of a sudden they do a spoof and your screen goes black, because they're using the remote control program to make the screen go black as they're changing the web page they're on in the background and refreshing it, showing that the money that they had went into your account. Now they're trying to trick you to go back. Number one, the first trick is, and I mean to go back, they want you to go and get go to Walgreens and get some kind of Visa card or gift card and send that information back to them, so they can have the money that you have that you never took from them. You're taking your money now, giving it to them. So it's pretty awful what they're doing. But as soon as they want to get on your computer, end the call. There's nobody's going to do anything good at that point. Nobody, if you got a problem with your computer, you call somebody to get help. Don't let them call you and say, I'm with Microsoft. That's another one that happens. I'm with Microsoft. And I love to get these calls when the calls do come in. I used to, I guess. I'd be driving down the road and I'm telling them, hey, I went in, put in your information, but I can't get on. And I'll go through it over and over again. And then finally somebody will butt in on that phone call that's listening and just start screaming, at me, you dumb, whoever you are. And, try to cuss at you and make you mad. And I said, hey, I'm the one that got you. You didn't get me.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. And so, there is some revenge you can get back there. But a lot of what they're doing now is really tricky because they're just not even talking to you anymore. It's going to be, it sounds like it's them, but it's a person really talking, and it's, they're giving cues until you get to the real person. So they know they don't want to hear that anymore. What a lot of us used to do. They just don't want to. So because it makes them mad. So their job is to make money off of scamming people. So that's one cue. The other cue is if you get an email and you're not sure, always check the email address. Make sure you know who it is. Don't call the number off the email. A lot of times you'll go search. This is one of the latest ones that happened this week, why this topic came up. Somebody actually was on Google. I saw the last thing they clicked on. I cannot prove this, but it was Amazon.com. They typed in Google Amazon.com and a huge long link came up. And they clicked on it. Who put that link there? Did some scammer buy AdSense and put an ad up there? Because it looked like they clicked on an ad. And then behind it, all of a sudden, your computer gets locked up. A screen comes on that says, hey, you need to call this number now. Your computer's been hacked. We really need to take care of this. So you see that. Restart your computer, shut it down. If it comes up again, shut it down, call in a professional to help you get rid of that. 9 times out of 10, that goes away immediately. But they're hitting people right and left. And it's all about searching and making sure that you're getting, something. If you actually go to a website often, like Amazon.com, you just want to type in at the top of the web page, at the address bar, which is also a search bar in Chrome and in Edge. You want to type there Amazon.com and then maybe even bookmark it. I mean, I have bookmarks all over the place. And I do that for convenience, for safety, for security, and get a good tool to help you keep everything, internet security tool that keeps everything under wraps, even to the point of your browser not getting hacked. So it really helps. So
cool.
Yeah.
Keep people safe.
Yeah.
If you don't know, don't click. If you don't know, don't click.
This is really important. If you're not sure, talk to a tech person. If you're not sure how to operate your phone, talk to a 5-year-old. They can help you. Yeah. Probably not with the security part, but they can help you with almost anything else on your phone.
Right.
Or computer. I mean, my little grandson, he can almost do anything now. He's almost 4. It's crazy.
It is.
So do you have anything else this week?
I have on this date in history.
Yes. Let's see if I can get this one.
Yeah. On this date in history, you know what came out? The first Internet Explorer.
Whoa.
What
that's
year? What year? I'll tell you that. So it's August, but what year?
I'm going to say 90.
95.
Dang it. Oh, well, I tried.
Did you know that there was a big lawsuit about it? I didn't realize this. It said that Spyglass was the original, and Microsoft kind of took over it somehow, and they sued Microsoft, and they ended up settling for $8 million.
Wow.
So
yeah, it's funny. Microsoft made that, then they made Edge, and still couldn't compete with Google Chrome, which seems to be one of the best browsers. which uses a backend that Google bought called Chromium. And the backend is now what Google uses for what Microsoft uses for Microsoft Edge, Chromium. And that's what Microsoft Edge is built on. I think it works pretty good now. I go between both of them. I don't have a problem. It's finally we have good browsers, and everybody seems to have everything mostly organized now. So web pages work pretty well, I think. And then of course there's Safari, and that works good on the Apple products. And I have no idea what Android uses. I still think they're using. You have to use a chisel and the screen on these Android tablets to type in what you want, and a hammer. And Ronnie is not there anymore, and this is really great. So let's see if we can bring him back. He's just literally sitting there and not doing a thing or saying anything. Let's see if he comes back. And there's nothing. So we're already going to end the show anyways. This is what happens. And by the way, Ronnie is actually using Starlink. And if I see he's disappeared now, he's gone. So he's actually using Starlink, and he's got a remote connection. We were just talking about this before the show. Probably shouldn't be using that. But on that note, we'll do this.